Weaponized chastity. I watched a video recently by Elliot Hulse. He's a great guy when it comes to this subject, at least. And he talked about weaponized chastity. I don't think it's a term he coined, but I heard it from him first, and I really liked it. When it comes to our society, where we are taught to be simps, and we are taught in a way that the only way we can accomplish ourselves as men is putting women on a pedestal. Whether we have a girlfriend or a wife and we supplicate to her and we pedestalize her, or we simp her way into her good graces. Or on the other hand, we just sleep with a bunch of women and waste our semen with girls that do not deserve it. And we just waste our time chasing skirts and chasing tail just for the pleasure-seeking benefits and the validation that you get from it, your ego validation you get from it. That's the way we are taught to be men when it comes to women and dating. Semen retention, nofap, weaponized chastity is a solution to all of this. I really do believe that this practice of celibacy, chastity, brahmacharya, semen retention and nofap can really lead us to the promised land of the masculine frame, if you will. Now, I have to say this before I continue. I'm still not sure about this 100%. I'm not saying that you should not, especially when you're young, go around and date many women. But as Rollo Thomas said, you can spin plates and not have sex with all of them. And I think that's great. You can date multiple women, but you should not necessarily have sex with all of them. Now, if you want to have sex with them, you still have to be careful. And what I would say, that if you want to sleep around, you should still practice semen retention. At the very least, you should practice nofap. But I still think that on your journey to semen retention, you start with nofap, getting rid of porn completely, then transition to semen retention, and even have sex while retaining. I really do believe that as men, we should retain our seed as much as we possibly can in a reasonable manner, and to each their own. When it comes to this, you have to find out the longest streak you can be on without it being a predicament to your life. But you can go pretty long without ejaculating and still be okay. And look at monks and people who are chaste for many years, decades even, a whole lifetime even. So you can really go on a long streak. So you can be with women, multiple women, and even a girlfriend, and practice semen retention. I strongly recommend you do, because it is an amazing. There are practices by David Data and what's this guy's name? He was on London Real. Mentak Chia, a Thai guy who talks about the exercises we can do as men to retain our seed and to even orgasm, climax without even ejaculating. But that's a subject for another video. But you should still practice semen retention even though you are seeing many women. But we should really be vetting women instead of indiscriminately sleeping with everything that moves. But if you're on a journey of semen retention and nofap, you will find those conclusions more so than if I were to tell you right now. What I'm telling you might come in one year and go out the other. But by practicing semen retention, nofap, and meditation, you will find your perfect way. Elliot Hulse talks about only having sex with the woman you want to stay with for the rest of your life. I don't know if I want to get married yet. I mean, it sounds good the way he says it, and maybe for our society it's much better, I agree, and we should tend to go towards this direction. Obviously, the other extreme of sleeping around with whatever moves, whatever hole will welcome us is not a solution. But I'm not here to judge and not here to say that this way is completely wrong. I do believe that the way of chastity and being with one woman is better, at least for society, and generally speaking for most guys. But if you are here and you want to sleep around and maybe there's something you want to go through, I understand. But be careful and be still on semen retention and nofap while you're doing it. Then after, maybe you will switch to this side. Maybe you will switch to somewhere in the middle. That's up to you. But it's still weaponized chastity and weaponized semen retention. By not giving our genitals, so to speak, away so easily and so freely, and by retaining our seed, we keep our power and our frame. We do not let woman, the image of woman, our need to ejaculate in woman or watching woman on the screen control us. As David Data said, a man should not be controlled by his ejaculation. He should control his ejaculation. Let's be real. As men, why do we want all this? Of course, we can want women for the validation they give us for our ego. And that's a real big subject too, and I'll get into this another day. But the strong urge of ejaculating is what propels us to chase women and put them on a pedestal and simp just to get this release of tension. So when we practice semen retention, when we practice nofap, when we practice weaponized chastity to whatever extent you can practice it, we take our power. When we stop looking at women so much, when we stop watching porn, when we stop giving those women attention on social media platforms, we take our power. And I'm not saying women are the enemy. I'm just saying the image that is conveyed of woman is the enemy. Not all women. Some women use it, and forgive them, they don't know better. But when you see booties online or in movies, and especially on Instagram and TikTok, women trying to put this right into your face, do not let this control you. When you see this, don't comment, don't like, scroll down and see something else. If anything, just don't be on social media all the time anyway. But don't give those women attention. It's not so much that, oh no, fuck them, we don't want to give them attention. I mean, that's part of it, to be honest, but it's more importantly that we are giving our power away. We are supplicating to them. We are putting them on a pedestal. We're simping. Whereas when we don't let the image of a woman on a screen or even walking in front of us distract us, that's why Muslim men lower their gaze. They're not allowed to glance a second time at a woman. If you walk on the street, obviously your eyes are open, you see a woman. It's okay, the first glance is okay because you didn't do it on purpose. But then you avert your eyes, you looked at something else. And I think that's a very, very good practice. And I'm telling you, this practice is definitely not easy. It takes time. But by not putting the image of sex and woman so high in our mind and at the forefront of our mind all the time, we gain our power back. By the practice of semen retention and nofap and lowering our gaze, not looking at a woman on a screen or on the streets, we learn to get our power back because we learn to put women aside. It's not always at the forefront of our brains and mind. And we learn to be in our masculine energy. It takes time, it takes discipline, but always remember this term, weaponized chastity. However it manifests in your life, however you want to practice it, take your time, take the discipline. It's a long journey, my brothers, but it's well worth it. So remember, weaponized chastity, it will bring about a lot of benefits in your life, not the least of which is not competing with other men for pussy to get laid, which is a great thing because there's, as I said in previous videos, there's no pride in chasing women and bragging about the woman you've been with or the woman you want to be with or the woman you slept with. There's no pride. It's just false pride of your ego. Anyway, I'm done with this video. Thank you so much for listening. I am Sebastian, your mindset for men, empowerment coach, anti-simp coach, anti-blue pill coach. If you want more of my guidance and help, please check in the description box below. Thank you so much. See you very soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. And you're good.